Usually in February is kind of where they dump all the movies. And you know what? February 2015 was no different. Here are several movies that are turning 10. Fortunately, we're going to start off with a movie that is deemed pretty bad, and that is Jupiter Ascending. Here's a movie that just didn't live up to the hype, you know? The Wachowskis are the directors of this film. The film stars Channing Tatum as a wolf bounty hunter guy, and Eddie Redmayne, who actually won an Oscar I think the same year this movie came out. Yeah, he gives let's just say, exquisite acting performance in this movie. Yeah, unfortunately, this movie just kind of hurt the career for the Wachowskis. Next up, we have The Kingsman, Secret Service. So this is a pretty cool movie. It's based on the comic books from Mark Millar. And you know what? Matthew Vaughn has done an amazing job with this franchise. It stars Taron Egerton. It stars Mark Strong, Colin Firth, and Samuel L. Jackson. It's a nice little spy film, you know. Has all the classic things you want to see in a spy movie, and it does a great job at it. I recommend seeing this movie if you have never got a chance to see it. Next up, we have the film The Hot Tub Time Machine Part 2. Now, here's a movie that did not need to be made. You know what? I actually liked the first Hot Tub Time Machine, but the sequel, overall, the movie is pretty much garbage. It barely made back its money at the box office, unfortunately, and you know what? Just don't see why people enjoy this one. All right, we also got a horror movie during this time that was called The Lazarus Effect. That starred Olivia Wilde. Now, this movie is pretty cool. It actually takes the idea of what we kind of saw in Flatliners and some other horror films, where the person dies and they pretty much have a new cure or new medicine to bring him back from the dead. But do they bring back Olivia Wilde's character from the dead, or do they bring back something far worse? It has a lot of good jump scares in it. I recommend, if you haven't seen this one, to check it out. Yeah, another film that came out 10 years ago is The Voices. This stars Ryan Reynolds. It's a weird movie that deals with a serial killer who hears the voice of his animals. It's weird. It's a dark comedy. If you haven't seen it, it's a nice little staple of the Ryan Reynolds career. And you know, I can't believe this actually only came out 10 years ago, because I feel like this is right before Deadpool and right before he blew up. And that's pretty much the big movies that came out. Well, not really. There's another movie series that actually started 10 years ago, and it pretty much changed the course of cinema history. Yep, that movie came out 10 years ago. That movie is 10 years old. Can you believe it? Alright, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Were these any of your favorite movies? Can you believe that these movies are turning 10 years old?